driving anime, something kind of interesting with like unique aesthetics. No, it's a motherfucking isekai again. One day her life support system shuts off and Kena passes away. When she wakes up, she finds herself in Leodale 200 years in the future as the high elf Kena. With lost skills but incredible stats, she must forge relationships with the residents of this new world, which shockingly include the children characters she designed herself. A leisurely adventure tale is about to begin, featuring a girl transported to a game world and the smiles and tears she shares with her quirky companions. Oh, I'm sure they are so quirky. God, how could I miss out on such quirky characters that are probably just fucking generic isekai characters again? Can we just stop? That's all I have left to say. Just stop. Please. All right, up next we have Orient. Ooh, look at this fucking cover. Dude, this is reminding me of some like mid-2000s shonen. This is like some Busou Renki types of aesthetics we got going on, dude. When unidentified creatures known as Kishin suddenly appeared in Japan, all of the most famous military leaders were killed in battle, and the end of the world seemed close at hand. Now, 150 years later, demons still rule the world, and only the band of Bushi continues to fight for freedom. Musashi and Kojiro, out of admiration for these brave fighters, strive to form the strongest band of Bushi in this classic battle action story of friends passionately chasing a dream. Ooh, okay, that sounds hype. I can get behind that. Hey man, nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned action fantasy shonen. If you ask me. I mean, you know, they brought back Shaman King recently, which I absolutely fucking adored, so much so that I actually bought all of the manga again to relive my fantasy of being back in my childhood, because it definitely gave me just like that classic action fantasy shonen style stuff that I grew up on. And honestly, depending on how ACGT, whatever this studio is, manages to pull this off, it might honestly give me that same nostalgic feel, because so far this cover is definitely giving me that nostalgic feel, that's for sure. So praying hands in the chat that this is somewhat of a good or at least interesting show. All right, but up next we have Koroshiai. Oh, it's a josei anime. Fuck, we haven't heard of a good josei anime in quite a while. I think After the Rain might have been like the last good josei anime we actually got, but this cover is very interesting. This does not look like a josei anime at all. Two assassins face off at a certain workplace, the cool beauty hunter Chateau and the mysterious and powerful Young Ha. Chateau and Young Ha become enemies after this fight, at least they should have. But for some reason, Young Ha takes a liking to Chateau and begins following her around. Little by little, Chateau develops a cooperative partnership with Young Ha, which gets her caught up in the struggle against the organizations hunting him down. Furthermore, that battle is related to her past as well. Why did Young Ha approach Chateau? What is Chateau's secret past? Two mismatched assassins weave together a twisted assassin-ex-assassin thriller. The strange gears of fate begin to move. This is kind of giving me like some Banana Fish vibes, to be honest. You know, not exactly the same plotline as Banana Fish, but definitely more of like a, you know, kind of that seedy undertones filled with this very like lighthearted mishap romance type of series. But this one is obviously more for the female audience. I mean, obviously Banana Fish as well was aimed at a female audience, but I feel this one is going to be a lot easier to step into compared to Banana Fish. As amazing as Banana Fish, the show actually was, I feel for a lot of people, it was kind of difficult to get into. And if you are one of those people, then I implore you to check out Banana Fish because it is a fantastic show. But yeah, hopefully, considering that again, this Koroshiai series is giving me those Banana Fish vibes, I'm hoping it might be just as good. I mean, Chateau is really pretty. She looks like if Saber from Fate turned into an assassin. So again, praying hands in the chat that this one is somewhat decent. All right, up next we have Fantasy Bishoujo Juniku Ojisanto. What an interesting cover. Looks a little, it's giving me a little more isekai vibes, but let's find out. A dull old man and his handsome best friend were summoned to another world by a naked goddess, of fucking course. However, because of the goddess's mischief, he has turned into a peerless, beautiful girl. To get back his body, he has to go on a journey with his best friend to defeat the Demon King, an old man that became a beautiful girl and an handsome old man. Let the madness-filled another world journey rom-com begin. So this is basically, again, taking the standard isekai trope and just, you know, trying to make it comedy-based, trying to make it quirky, ridiculous, a parody of itself. But for some reason, this one just isn't hitting as hard in terms of this. I don't know, maybe it's the way that the synopsis is written or whatever, or just like the cover of this is really strange looking, to be honest. But yeah, just, again, we don't need any more isekai stuff. Just make it a fantasy. Why does the reincarnation element have to come in every time? When can we just get like a good fantasy story? That's all I want, man. That's all I want. I'm not asking for much. That's all I want in this world. All right, up next we have Battle on the Sword. It's a consecutive 2-core series, and it is a shoujo. Okay, it's based off a shoujo manga. I mean, yeah, I couldn't fucking tell that this is based off a shoujo manga. Again, by JC Staff. Damn, JC Staff are really fucking going into second gear in 2022, aren't they? Well, let's read the synopsis. I have no idea what this is. Richard, the ambitious third son of the House of York, believes he is cursed, damned from birth to eternal darkness. But is it truly fate that sets him on the path to personal destruction, or his own tormented longings? Based on an early draft of Shakespeare's Richard III, this dark fantasy finds the man who could be king standing between worlds, between classes, between good and evil. Oh, that's interesting. It's like a shoujo manga variant of Richard III. Huh. Taking from Shakespeare's works and putting them into manga format definitely isn't a new thing that has happened. The last really good Shakespeare-based manga series we got was Zetsuen no Tempest, which is a fantastic both anime and manga series that I would definitely recommend. But yeah, this time we got a Richard III shoujo manga variant. Huh. I've read Richard III. I had to read it for school, and I'm just trying to remember it, and like it could be fairly interesting to turn it into like a shoujo manga style thing. So I guess we can check it out and see how it goes, because you know what? I'm always open for some shoujo anime. There is a couple of shoujo anime and manga that I really enjoy, so you know, I might definitely give this one a go. All right, up next we have Kaijin Kaihatsubu no Kuroitsu-san, a comedy sci-fi. Okay, very traditional, very simple looking. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this cover though, because there are just so many things happening. We have a superhero with a giant sword, a cat girl, some military girl, some lizard people, a demon, a bird, I think, the Cyclops from X-Men, Asuna with braids, and it's all done by Quad Studios. Again, I've never heard of it, but let's read the synopsis. The manga centers on the Kuroitsu, an assistant researcher in the superhuman development department of Agatsia, a villainous secret organization that battles with heroes who try to save the world. Kuroitsu lives a busy life in Agatsia, caught between the absurd requests of her bosses, making presentations, implementing new features into superhumans, and getting results within the allotted time, budget, and spec requests, all without vacation. Okay, that synopsis, for one, wasn't very well written because it didn't really give me all that much information. Like, I genuinely have no idea where this story is going to go, unless it's going to be, you know, these like single episode segmented comedy series, which it honestly might be, considering that the comedy tag is the first one we see there. But yeah, I genuinely can't even form an opinion or first impression about this because I'm like information overload on this poster and information underload on this synopsis. But up next we have Doll's Frontline, which I thought I recognized the title. It's based off a mobile game, I believe. But oh my god, look at this badass fucking cover, dude. Like these three girls up here, especially this maid in the middle, looks so fucking badass. The game's story is set in an alternate timeline near future Earth in the 2060s. The aftermath of a military accident that resulted in widespread disease, as well as the recent conclusion of careless nuclear war, has massively depopulated the planet, rendered much of the surface uninhabitable, and reduced once great nations to shadows of their former selves. Androids used for labor and combat have become an important facet of life, and easily replicable and disposable androids known as tactical dolls, or T-dolls, are used by private military companies in the front lines of numerous bushfire wars. In the game, the player takes the role of a fresh commander in a PMC commanding T-dolls to fight against a new AI threat. Huh, okay, well that certainly set itself up to have a somewhat interesting premise for an anime. And I have heard that this game is actually pretty decent. I've never played it myself, but again, I've heard of the name. I think a couple of my friends actually played this game as well. So yeah, it could be cool. I always dig a good military anime, so yeah, might give this one a go, and if the anime sucks, then I might even give the game a go. Alright, I want to check this one out. Slow Loop. It is a slice of life sports anime. Just like looking at this cover, really giving me a throwback to like, again, the mid-2000s Moe Blob era. And I don't know what sport they plan to play with this kind of very fluffy style, but I guess let's check out the synopsis. When Hiyori, a young girl whose deceased father taught her the joys of fishing, headed out to sea for some alone time, she never thought that she would encounter another girl there. After a while, this girl named Koharu and her end up fishing and cooking together, and they get to know each other a bit in the meantime. During their brief time together, Koharu finds out that the reason Hiyori went out to sea that day was because she's hesitant towards meeting her new step-family that same evening. But what a coincidence. Koharu is also meeting her new family tonight. No, it can't be a coincidence. Follow these two sisters and their new life together. Oh, by sports they mean fishing. Okay, so this is a fishing Moe Blob anime. God damn, they can really make anything into a Moe Blob at this point. I'm just waiting for the Moe Blob wrestling anime that is eventually going to come out, because it's going to happen. See, I was a little bit hesitant on the whole fishing element because it's not really a type of topic or theme that might sound exciting in any way, especially for anime watchers. But then I remembered there was a fantastic fishing anime back in the day called Tsuritama, which I thoroughly enjoy, and I completely underestimated before actually starting to watch it. So it suffice to say, fishing does have its potential in anime. Whether that will prove to be successful in a Moe Blob form, in the case with Slow Loop, is yet to be said. But hey, Tsuritama was pretty good. This might also be pretty good. And last but certainly not least, I want to check out this one, Hakozume Kouban Joshi no Gyakushu, because it is done by the one and only Madhouse, which again is another studio that does not miss. Female police officer Kawaii had enough of a career she wasn't even that into, and was about to hand in her registration, I think that's supposed to be resignation, when the unthinkable happened. She met the new female director of her station, and after spending a little time with this gorgeous role model, Kawaii realizes that maybe she isn't quite done being an officer after all. Wait, so this is literally just a fucking... This is literally just a slice of life of a female police officer falling in love with another female police officer. And they got Madhouse to do it for some reason. How the tables have turned. Usually Madhouse is pretty good at the whole, like, action element, right? Like with, you know, all the great, big, massive shows that Madhouse has done in the last couple of years that are just action-packed with the most amazing sakuga. But looks like they're using their skills to make a police romance slice of life show. Hey man, Madhouse can do whatever the fuck they want to do. If they want to sit back and relax and make a slice of life, they are free to do so. I'm sure they'll somehow still make it more interesting than 95% of all slice of life that have ever been out there. But yeah, I just wanted to touch upon that because it's an interesting choice of studio for a series like this. And it might be good. Not too sure though. But I think we are going to leave it right there. Obviously, there are a ton more series coming out this 2022 winter season, which I didn't touch upon in this video. So again, if you are curious to see what else there is coming out next year, then again, check out the link in the description to this page. And I guess let me know in the comments below which shows you are looking forward to of the ones that I didn't mention or the ones that I did mention. Obviously, goes without saying, but big shows coming out next year that I will actually be watching. Yes, I know, again, the meme is that I don't watch anime. It's not that I don't watch anime. I just don't watch the fucking mediocre looking ones. But I will be watching the new Kimetsu